Academy. So yeah, Wednesdays will be our regular streaming day at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I think it's 11 right now. That might be a common thing, I don't know. But I figure not a lot of people kind of tune in at 9. Um, a lot of my followers are from all over the world, so they don't really schedule. So I kind of figure most people watch it afterwards, which is fine. It's less pressure on me. I don't like imagining a whole bunch of people watching me while I'm doing this. But let's get to work. So today we are gonna harvest this girl for the photo shoot. So last week we did a little bit of trimming, kind of took the yellow leaves off. Now we have more yellowing, but I already took some pictures. So it's harvest time, so I'm just gonna leave those on there. I'll trim them later when they've dried up. But I just wanted to show you the base of this Cannabonsai. So I washed away some of the topsoil and then I decorated it with black gravels that I got from the dollar store. Yeah, and it comes in different colors too. Sometimes I mix them. I've used all kinds of different mediums. I've used moss. I think moss looks really good, but it's harder to keep alive. It's more work. Yeah, so I think that looked really good. And yeah, I got a couple of good pictures, and those will be going up on Instagram and all my other social media sites. So we'll harvest this at the end because I have nowhere to put it. So I'm just gonna put it to the side right now. We're here, and we're gonna work on this Cannabonsai. So we've gotten a little bit more stretch. So this is the one that's growing around the aquarium rock. I'll figure out the name of those rocks and let you guys know for the next stream, but I don't remember. They've got the holes in it. It's this stuff. So I'm not sure what the name is, but yeah. Just ordered it online. Got some big chunks, some smaller chunks. What I've been doing with the big chunks, I bought a rock pick and I've been kind of breaking off like pieces of the size that I want. So yeah, the plan for this Cannabonsai was to grow the main trunk around the rock. It didn't stretch as much as I wanted it to, but that's fine. But I got a little bit of stretch here. This, do that, so you guys can see better. So yeah, this bit here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get another piece of wire to hold that down. Because like I said, I wanted to kind of spiral downwards around the rock. So, get all my wire pieces. So these are all from other Cannabonsais that I've had. I like to reuse my wire because why not? So yeah, so I got this little hook, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in the soil, hook it around the flower, give the wire a little squeeze, and there we go. So now it's spiraling a bit around, a bit more, and hopefully that becomes like one fat bud. That'd be cool, like a downwards into the side bud. Next we have these 3 branches here, and I've been looking at them all week, and what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get them to also go around the rock. I think they're going to stretch a bit more too, so maybe I can get them to start going around the rock a little bit. And then I have this one here, which I think I'm gonna cut off. So this used to be really hard to do when I first started doing Cannabonsai, because every time you're cutting one of these branches off, you're like, oh man, like that could be like weed that I could be smoking. But you gotta just remind yourself it's about the aesthetic. It's about looks. It's not really about a high yielding plant. If you want a high yielding plant, don't do any of this stuff. Just do LST and throw it in a big, like 5-gallon pot. Get some good lights. I mean, I have good lights for these. You need good lights regardless, but yeah. So in case you guys are wondering, I use a Mars Hydro FC 3000, and it's in a 3x3 tent. And I have like some tables set up in there, and I have all these Cannabonsais, and I have room for like double this. So, which I will get to at some point. I'm doing a show for 420 at my friend's studio. And yeah, I'll be starting a whole bunch of Cannabonsai for that. Okay. So for these, the stems are still really thin, so I can use the hook still. At some point they're going to thicken up and I might have to wrap them in wire. But until then, I'm just going to again use my hook, find a nice spot in the soil here. Squeeze. There we go. And I'm going to do the same with this branch, but to this side of the rock. So again, I'll get the hook. This one's a little longer. Find a nice spot in the soil. Alright, there you go. So you can see the roots. They've been exposed a little bit. So they're going down and wrapping all around this rock, which I'll reveal later. Like right now they're probably too thin. So I'm going to keep them covered. But at one point there's going to be no soil, and you're going to have these two hopefully growing around and upwards. But we'll see what they do. But I think that looks pretty cool right now. Alright, so we just have 2 long branches, then a bunch of like little branches, which these are just going to all kind of thicken up and become one big cola. We haven't had too much leaf growth since the last stream, so I don't need to do any defoliating on this one. It's just shaping. Yeah, so I think I'm done with that one. And we'll move on to this one. Another one grown on one of those aquarium rocks. And this one, I think I will do a little defoliating. So you see this leaf here is covering all this underneath, so I'm just going to get it out of there. Another one. Aren't they pretty? I love it. They're so nice. Something just so cool. As a kid in high school, I used to draw these all the time. They're the only thing I could draw. Okay. See this one here, it's a big one, but there's nothing underneath it, so I'll just let it do its thing. So this one is stretched out a little bit more, so I can wrap it around the extra coil that I had there. Same with this side. I don't have as much extra coil on this side though. Okay. So because these branches are still really thin, I can kind of shape them in any way that I want. And what do I want exactly? So this branch here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get them bending downwards. Okay, I think I'm gonna anchor them a little bit into the soil. So keep wanting to stand up. So what I'll do is I'll get a piece of wire and do that. And let's get another one. There we go. Now from this side it looks kind of like a peace sign. Yeah, so you see this one is pulling this branch back because it was wanting to move like this way and stand up, so it's pulling it back downwards. And this right one is doing the same. I'm gonna move it a little bit so it's giving it a little bit more of a pull. There we go. Cool. Yeah, very happy with this one. This pot holds a bit more soil than these pots, and that's why I've gotten a little bit more stretch. But at the same time, I've had plants get this big in those small pots. It all counts. I want to say genetics, but it's like the luck of like the phenotype. So you can be growing the same strain, but there'll be like slight variations, and those variations can be how much it grows or how early it goes into flowering. I can't say I've come across a phenome that like consistently, like that always flowers later. But I don't know. I grow a lot of plants, so we'll see. So this one is done. Put it to the side. And let's go on this one. So this is the one that's got the nitrogen toxicity, so there's too much nitrogen in it, in the soil. Again, I've been flushing, but it doesn't seem to be doing much. But it's still stretching, it's still growing. There's no yellowing, but it's got, the leaves are doing this thing. So yeah, that means your soil's a little hot. I also did a little bit of reveal, like root reveal on this one. I can trim all these roots. And it's funny, I don't really remember how I wrap the roots around the rock, so it's going to be a bit of a surprise for me. So yeah, here I also have these branches, which I kind of have to decide what to do with. Yeah, it's like I got 3 different sizes, like large, medium, small. So I can do something like that. Oh, maybe I can get it to loop under it and up. And we can get this one to do the same. Yeah. Okay. So I'll undo that and redo that to show you what I'm doing. Okay, so I got the branch. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it under the trunk and let it loop around into the back. And then I'm going to take this one and do the same. This one I think I'm just going to cut off. But here, I'm going to try this first. And yeah, so that one's coming out. Oh, maybe I can. So yeah, pretty much just knotting it up. Okay. Defoliating, maybe I'll take some of these off so it's a little less cluttered. And do I want to keep pushing this, pulling this down? I don't know. I think I can decide later. It doesn't. The trunk doesn't seem to be picking up too much just yet. So, and it keeps stretching. So I might get more stretch. So, we'll see. Maybe I'll get it to start cascading. Maybe I'll just let it start stretching upwards. Who knows? And I got these little ones here, which I like. They kind of, yeah. So yeah, nitrogen toxicity, and it's because I used, I normally use Fox Farm, the one without the nutrients, Ocean, whatever. And then there's the one with the nutrients, Happy Frog, which is great. It was my 5-gallon pots. But, so I mixed some of that with the other soil, and I think it's still too much. I think it's like, because it's such a small amount of soil, the root and there's a lot of roots in there, and it just takes in too much of the nutrients. So that's that one. My desk one. This one doesn't really need any work. So the micro clover has grown a bit more, and it's looking really good. Super happy with that. This one, like I said, it's on my desk, so I use these cheap Amazon grow lights that look nice. Like they're not the like LED blurple ones. They're like a nice yellow, and they have a timer. But again, they're not the highest quality. But like, I mean, when you're growing a little plant like this, they are good enough. So yeah, desk plant is good. And then the 2 plants, 1 rock. So that top plant is looking good. We got a lot of growth everywhere. This branch I got growing downwards, and I think I'll continue its path that way. And this branch on this side, I can put in the coil. And yeah, continue that one's bend. And then yeah, we have the 2 front branches, which have also been stretching, which I wasn't sure what I was going to do. I said I wanted to grow them down. Do I want them like down and back? Like, so the other plant the roots are behind the soil here in a crack in the rock. So yeah, so you can see the stem. In here, the roots will come down this way, here, and also back here. So I don't want these covering those roots too much. I think what I'll do is I'll just move them back here a bit. I'm gonna take some of these bigger leaves off because now they're getting in the way. And yeah, this one, it's mutated, or it's a mutant, so it's not growing in the usual pattern that cannabis plants grow in, and it's got some really odd shaped leaves. So yeah, I don't know. I was really hoping this one could stretch up and become nice and tall, and it would be growing in the crack, but I don't think that's going to happen. It's still stretching a little bit, but it appears to have like topped itself. So we'll see. We'll see how that one goes. You never know. Let me see if I can trim off one of these leaves just to show you. Actually, I don't know. I don't want to trim the leaf off because I've taken too many off already. Maybe you can see that. See how this one's like a little stumpy and it's only got 3. Then you have this leaf here. So, I think I'm gonna coil these branches actually. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a large coil that's going to stretch across this. And that'll make it easier for me to mold it into the shape that I want. So let's see, do I have any long pieces? I don't. Oh wait. This one might be good. So where's my chopstick? I'll just use it, whatever. Yeah, so this is craft wire. I got it at the, well, I first started getting it at the dollar store. Now I order it in bulk online because they come in my starter kits, which are currently not on sale because I keep getting my payment providers shutting me down. So I've had 2 PayPal accounts and 2 Shopify accounts and 1 Wix account. So what happens is when they find out that it's like a Cannabonsai starter kit, because it's weed related, I guess, yeah, just because it's weed related, they don't like it and they won't let me sell it to people, even though it's technically not selling seeds. Like, they come with seeds, but there's in the product description it says that it doesn't come with seeds. So I don't know, maybe they found out that I was selling seeds with it, but I don't think so. I think it's just I wasn't sneaky enough. So what I'm gonna do now is the next set platform that I get, I'm gonna sell it as just like a straight up bonsai starter kit. So people, yeah. So so my website will link to it, and so people will know that it's, when they visit my website, that is my starter kit. But if anyone stumbles upon it that hasn't gone through my website, they'll think it's just a regular bonsai kit. Alright, so got that on there. We're gonna bend them back. Yeah, and I think that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I want. Okay, so what I'm going for here is just having all these just bending backwards, like they're getting pushed back by a breeze or something. I don't know. Just think it looks cool. Kind of like a boat maybe. And yeah, and then it dips a little on this side. So we'll see. We'll see how it fills out. We'll see how our little mutant friend does. Yeah, I'm really hoping he stretches out more. But if not, I mean, we got a really cool Cannabonsai on the go up here already. So look forward to seeing how that one turns out. Oh, we got this one. Oh. So this is a pot I made using those rocks, those aquarium rocks. I used contact cement, glued a couple of them. It had a little bit of a, I guess, bit of a bowl, but there's not a lot of soil here. So this plant will not do much. On top of that, when I was transferring it over to here, I ripped a whole bunch of roots. So that kind of shocked it a bit too. So to maximize the soil use, I've been growing it in different directions. So the roots always want to go downwards, right? So I've got the roots inside the rock essentially, and they come out the back and they come out the front a little bit. And I've had the pot sitting like this inside the grow tent. So the roots are growing downwards, and you can see them sticking out of the soil there. I really hope you guys can see that. I don't know. I'm holding it at the right angle. Okay, so those are sticking out because they're reaching downwards. But now that I'm gonna turn it right side up, they're gonna start working their way down. And then I'll turn it again so they work out. And I'm gonna try to, yeah, just get the roots growing in as much of the soil as possible, because, like I said, there is not a lot of soil. But this is really flimsy, and what I want to do is I want to fasten it to the rock. So let's see how I can do that. Good old wire, right? Just so many purposes. There we go. Now we got a less flimsy one. I'm gonna put it back in the tent like this. Then like, oh, I might even grow it upside down for a little bit. Yeah, that's what I was gonna do. So the roots are going outwards from here. So if I turn it, wait, yeah, no, that doesn't make sense yet. No, not upside down yet. Right side up. So then the roots go downwards because they've gone out, and now they're gonna go down. It actually seems to be growing pretty well. I thought it was gonna, yeah, I thought it was gonna be a lot more stunted, stunted for longer, but it seems to be doing well. So that is good. And here's another seedling. This is the one that I transferred onto the rock on camera. So if you want to see that process, just click on, yeah, just the last stream. It's there on my YouTube, so it all gets saved there. So yeah, this one's actually growing really well as well. I think it's because I was able to put a big chunk of the roots at the bottom. And like I said, this one is going to be transferred into a larger pot soon. And the plan for it is to, I want to get this one cascading. So I'm just going to do this. And yeah. That just kind of start guiding it a little bit in the right direction, but I don't really need to do more than that. The soil's a little dry, and I'll just I'm gonna water them when I put them back in the tent. Okay, so that was the easy part. Now the tricky part. Pink Kush CBD. I'm gonna transfer this one onto a rock. Where's my rock? So yeah, another one of these aquarium stones. I don't have any other tall rocks. So this container is my longwood container. It's good for, like I said, placing some larger rocks. Maybe this one. Kind of boring, but I don't know. Have some fun with it. I actually want this rock again. Okay. I know what I'm gonna do. So like I said, we're gonna harvest this one later on. So it doesn't really need its rock. Ooh, that's actually pretty cool. Wow. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so why don't I just harvest it now? Here we go. So what I do, I hang it in my closet. It's not too dry in there. And yeah, I give it a couple days. It kind of depends how dry your drying space is, right? If it's really dry, then you don't want it in there too long. Yeah, and I'll just let it hang, and then after that, I'll kind of clip the buds, put them in a jar, and let it cure for a few weeks. I'm not gonna get a lot. That's maybe 5 grams. But it'll be a nice like sample of Chunkadelic. I've actually grown Chunkadelic before. It's a really nice strain, so yeah. Look forward to smoking it. It's from Humble Seed Company. Yeah, they have some amazing autoflowers. Really high in THC. Highly recommend. Okay. So I'll put this one here. Making a mess, but like I said, that's part of Cannabonsai. Okay, so we got our rock, we got our soil, we got our pots. if you have any questions, log onto the Discord. I can't see the what's it called, the YouTube chat, because my phone is not facing my direction. I'm using the front facing camera because it has a wider angle and it's a better quality camera. So if you have any questions, my Discord is Cannabonsai, Cannabonsai. Yeah, and then I think the chat, I'm very new to Discord. I guess the chat room is Cannabonsai Academy. Or the chat, I don't know what they're called. The thing with the hashtag in front of it. So yeah, if you have any questions, go on there. And it'll pop up here on my other phone. But like I said, I'm hoping there's not too many people watching live right now. Okay. I always like to make the middle a little higher, slightly raised, because after you water the soil a bit, it always like dips. So I want to be careful not to break any roots, because this is how I broke the roots on my other one. This piece and this piece kind of like disconnected and became two separate soil pieces, and got a bunch of roots that ripped. Oops. Here I'm worrying about the roots while I'm like crushing the little seedlings' leaves. Sorry, buddy. She's okay. Where's my other chopstick? Oh, there it is. Okay, so I use the chopsticks to help me. Here, I'm gonna do this. There we go. So now I break up the soil with the hand. It's kind of wet. The spray bottle helps break it up. I usually use a Gatorade squirt bottle as well, and that also helps break the soil up. See, it's hard to not lose roots. But do your best. That's all you can do. did my Gatorade bottle go? Oh man, losing roots left, right, and center. Okay, so I got the roots kind of sitting on that little shelf there. And now wash away the soil. I'm trying to get these roots to reach the soil here as much as I can. This side's fine. They're there. There we go. I'm going to put the rock a little deeper too. Excellent. So now the roots are going all the way down. So we're not going to have any roots on this side unless these decide to stretch all the way down, which I highly doubt will happen, but we'll see. So there's a lot of soil buildup in this area of the roots here, and if I don't get rid of it now, later on those roots will thicken up and there'll be like a big space between the roots and the rock. And I don't think that looks as good. I like it when the roots are hugging the rock, like you saw in the other one. This spray bottle kind of sucks, to be honest. Like, it doesn't, like, fully open. Yeah, to there. And, yes, it's little squirts only. Okay. Sorry about that. Just got in the zone, super focused. But anyways, I've made a mess. There's water everywhere, but that's okay. So I'm gonna try to protect these roots under the soil, because yeah, I seem to like that. And that side is under the soil, and then I'm gonna get the mud and start mudding it up. So the mud is just wet soil, same soil that I use in the pot. And then yeah, the back, I really don't think those roots will go anywhere, but I guess I'll cover the whole thing, why not? Yeah, like I said, this is probably the trickiest part. Well, not tricky, but like most time consuming. And it's not just this part, it's the cleanup after and getting everything ready beforehand. It all kind of just takes time. I've decided to not cover that side. And maybe what I'll do is I'll have the plant growing downwards along it. And that will be the plan. So this is kind of like when you were a kid playing in the sand pit, building sand castles. Yeah, it's fun. The cleanup's not fun, but yeah, this part's it's pretty fun. There we go. So yeah, like I said, it always compacts a little bit afterwards. So I'm just gonna fill those parts up. And we're done. There we go. Cool. So yeah, I'm actually excited to have this one growing down. So if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section or on the Discord. Yeah, I'll come back on next week and we'll continue working on all these plants. I feel like some of these, the shaping is pretty much done, so I'm not going to get much more growth. So it's what I like to call the waiting game, where you just wait for the colas to fatten up into buds. And you just kind of do defoliating, but hopefully while those are doing that, these will need some shaping. These three, and also I got this little guy here. I'm just gonna put it in a bigger pot. I don't need to do it on camera. I'm not gonna put it over a rock, and yeah, I'm gonna let this one get a little bigger. I have a tree house that I might put on it, but we'll see. Okay, well that's it. Thanks everyone who tuned in or who's watching it now at home. Hope everyone's doing great. And like I said, we stream every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'll probably be late. Yeah, I post updates on all these plants on Cannabonsai Academy, Cannabonsai_Academy on Instagram. So you can check out the updates during the week if I do any work. I try not to do any work during the week and save it all for the Wednesdays. But if I do anything, it'll go up on the Instagram. Follow me on Twitter, Cannabonsai_. And follow my subreddit, Cannabonsai Academy, no space, r/Cannabonsai Academy. One word, no space. Yeah. Well, thank you again, and I hope you guys have a good night, morning, or evening.